Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. Today is Wednesday, September the 1st, 2010, and it's time to go look at the markets. Okay, before we get started talking about the big rally in the markets today and all that means, I want to lay some groundwork and kind of show you what I'm thinking here. First off, let me start by saying I love America. Okay, I'm all about the land of opportunity. Anybody that's got heart and discipline and willing to work their tail off can get somewhere. I love that. Uh, but it doesn't change the reality of the situation. Numbers never lie, so let's look at this for what it really is, okay? Prior to the Great Depression, the UK was the world power, okay? The Great Depression brought them down, and, that's the end of that. Uh, Japan, we've seen them, go awesome and then totally fail. And now it's America, okay? America's peaking, bottom line. We have a economy that's based on 70% of consumers, driven by 70% consumerism. And when those consumers have spent all their cash, have spent all their credit, there's nothing left to do but contract. All right, I don't care what kind of magic formulas you use. The end result is no buyers, no sales. Okay. Now, the long-term chart, we already see the peak has happened. You can see the long-term chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Here was the high, and we got this downtrend situation going on here. Okay. And this is pretty obvious in the long-term chart. So if I know that, all that mantra we used to hear about buy stocks over the long term, it will make money, all stocks go up over the long term, blah, 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 blah. That's only true until you peak. I mean, sooner or later, every stock, every company, every index, every country reaches its peak, and then the trend shifts. And so what you got to do now is until America gets its act together, we stop outsourcing all of our jobs and our industries, we're going to have to play this from the top down, which means from this point, every time you bounce up, you short it. You bounce, you short it, because you're going to be surprised to the downside. You had a low point here that broke through. You had a low point here that broke through. You had a low point here that broke through. Okay, so you're going to keep seeing this consistent pattern. All right, now we've bounced back up here, and we got a really nice bounce, but it's not sustainable, and you're going to end up failing. So every time you bounce, you're going to do a little bounce, short it, and you're going to break through. A little bounce, short it, you're going to break down. Now we got a little bounce, we're going to short it, we're going to break down. Now how do you time that? How do you know when to start shorting? Well, let's go look at the short-term market. Okay, this was the longer-term 4-year weekly chart of the Dow Jones. Now let's look at the 6-month daily chart. Okay, here we are looking at the Dow Jones 6-month daily chart. Each one is kind of one day. You can see the market rallied substantially today, up 254 points, and it was backed by some really good buying. We expect this to actually continue. If you remember a couple days back, we told you once you're oversold, once the slow stocks is pulled back below the 20 line, you want to advance your stop loss limit on your shorts because you can get a bounce here. You've seen it before, okay? When that bounce happens, you don't want to try and go buy it. It's not a quality buy opportunity unless you're perhaps a day trader or something like that. What you want to do instead is let it rally. Don't fight it. Don't jump on it too early. Let it do whatever it do. And when the slow stock pulls up here to the 80 line, then you enter the short, okay? Like we did back here, like we did back here, all right? That's how you play this game, okay? Very easy, very simple. Let the bounces happen. Don't fight them. You don't want to be playing that game. That's a very difficult game, very, you know, drive you insane. So don't do that. Let the market bounce if it so wants to do so. Like we said, all of our major market charts, the FTSE, the Hang Seng, the NASDAQ, the S&P, they all were considered for potential bounces because of their oversold condition with slow stocks. They just basically sold off quite a bit. We made a lot of money. You advance the stop loss limit, and you look for that bounce. So you've got the bounce today coming up, and that's where you want to let it go. Just absolutely let this bounce happen, and then use it from the top-down method. Remember, like I showed you in the long-term chart, look at your fundamentals. When more than half of the U.S. consumer is on some type of government assistance, you do not have the fundamentals to, see new highs in the Dow Jones Industrial Average to, all that's baloney. So, look around, pay close attention to what's really going on, and even though it may, pain some Americans to say it, look, until things change, we're looking at a contraction, okay? And as long as 25% of Americans are unemployed or underemployed, being you know uh, a real problem for the U.S. and that's not going away anytime fast. So we're going to continuously play this safe, play smart, and that means let the bounces happen, let the slow starts pull back up to the 80 line, and then take your short position. Do not buy into this hype. She will break down. Okay? Cool. Quick look at the FTSE. Okay, here we are looking at the FTSE. This is short-term chart, 6-month time frame. Each candle being 1 day. You'll notice we are bouncing back above the 200-day moving average, which is a no-no. But still, don't jump on it until that slow starch finishes getting up there to the 80 line. Then we'll look at it, okay? Let this guy bounce around. Let it, play sideways, whatever it wants to do up above that 20 line, but don't get involved until you are up over the 80 line, okay? Awesome. Quick look at the Nasdaq. She was up 62 points for the day. Big move to the upside. Good, good, good. Again, lots of room here, so there's no resistance for them. They can just go ahead and make that big move because smart money is not going to short when you've got this kind of condition right here. They're going to let them rally and get better conditions. When you get a nice move to the upside here, then you can start shorting, and it's going to be really nice. Okay, you got a lot of money on the downside there. This is going to break down. You already know this. This low point is going to break down. You're going to pull back down here. You're going to have to fill this gap. You're going to have to fill this gap. Remember we did back here, same situation. We had a big bounce to the upside off the oversold condition of the slow stotch. Big move to the upside. We told you this is a waste of time. You're just going to short it. And she goes there, you short, and down she goes. Okay? We've seen this how many times? Seriously. You don't even need me anymore. The Russell 2000 Small Cap Index, these guys are going to get hit hard, fast, and repeatedly. And the reason being is that they have the hardest time getting a hold of that credit. Small cap companies are just going to be that much more strapped. You count on that failure of the lows because we've already talked about you're showing an uptrend here, you're showing a downtrend here. We know this is going to fail. You're getting a short-term bounce. Okay, makes perfect sense. There's no hammer formation at this low point. We know this is not the actual bottom. You're just waiting for this slow start to pull back up here. You can hit it again. Okay? Across the board, exact same situation. Hang Seng Index, they're all the same. Okay? So let that bounce happen, and we'll be there waiting to short them back to the Stone Age when they peak. Okay? Okay. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, refer a friend. Awesome. The disclaimer, read it and weep. All right, those of you who have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that. We appreciate that support. Helps us stay free. And we are looking at next week taking some new short positions. You can follow us in our live trading course where we teach you guys how to do this for yourself and see all of our top picks and all stuff on our free website at perfectstockalert.com. Check that out. God bless. Take care. I hope to see you all after the weekend. All right, and I'll do another nightly market announcement till the end of the week. Remember, we've got a long weekend coming up. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. And unemployment data and so forth and so on. So the market's going to be kind of crazy, but the overall situation, like we said last week, do not short until you get that slow starch back up above the 80 line. All right? Perfect.